Right. So okay, that part. So now going back to over here. So thou art like a young lion of the nations, and thou art as a whale in the seas. And speaking of that lion, because I mentioned that thing in Hosea. Oh, is it Nahum? I don't know anymore. Cups. Where is it? Hosea? Ezekiel? No. No. Oh, Nahum. Yeah, I got it. Nahum chapter 2. I knew it was somewhere there. Nahum chapter 2, verse 11, if I'm correct. Yeah. So it says here. So Nineveh, modern day Nineveh is America, by the way. But Nineveh, so Nahum chapter 2, verse 11, but Nineveh is of old like a pool of water. Yet they shall flee away. Stand, stand, they shall cry, but none shall look back. So when it's time for war, so Nineveh is a pool of water, meaning they're stable, meaning they are prosperous. Because if you are near water and you are a city, you're prosperous. And they worship their little devils. So they're very prosperous with it. Psalms chapter 1, verse. And so if you please the Lord, right? It says here, I'm just going to go to the point. If you please the Lord, so let me, Psalms 1 and 2. But his delight shall be in the law of the Lord, and his law in his law doth he meditate day and night. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. So a man that stays in the way of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and stays out of the way of the ungodly, and doesn't walk in the path of sinners and stuff like that, he shall be like a tree planted near waters, meaning he shall be prosperous. That's what it means. Right. So Nineveh was very prosperous. Nineveh was the town of Ashur, the city of Ashur. Right? Ashur made Nineveh in Genesis chapter 1. And he was very prosperous. These were the Assyrians, which is also mentioned in the book of Ezekiel chapter 31. Chapter 31. Ezekiel chapter 31. Here. But, like the elder apostle said, verse 6 until verse 9, you could apply Adam there. But if you read it as what it says, then like the elder apostles explained, certain chapters have multiple how you call those things, multiple meanings, okay, just like how it says that in let me see, Babylon is also America, see, and it's also ancient Babylon, yeah. So right, going on, so it says here verse 9, Nahum 2 and 9, take ye the spoil. Oh yeah, it says here, yet they shall flee away. Stand, stand, shall they cry, but none shall look back. They're gonna lose the war. Modern day Nineveh is gonna lose the war. They are very prosperous and very strong in their military, but once it's time, then the Heavenly Father is gonna break them down. Verse 9. Like I said, if I read this book as the chapter how it was written, it's talking about ancient Nineveh. But I'm not talking about that one right now. Lord willing, I'll do a video concerning that. Then I'll merge the two together, which is ancient Nineveh, and then I'll show you that it's actually modern day Nineveh also, which is America. It's basically Esau, because you have Europe in there too. See, there I jumped another dimension also, which is the same thing, right, going on. Take ye the spoil of silver, take the spoil of gold, for there is none end of the store and of glory out of all the pleasant furniture. They have a lot of things, but once they gonna get robbed, think about it. If America was to fall right now and the heathen nations was to have their feast upon them, they would grab everything, man. Every gold, everything that they have. That's why in England they're angry, because the Pakistani people come over there and they fuck them over, just like how England, the British armies went over there and they fucked them over. Remember that shit a few hundred years ago? Now it's happening to you. How about that? Feel good, doesn't it? Verse 10. She is empty and void. Nineveh was destroyed and waste, and the heart melted. Everybody turned into bitches. and their knees smite together like in a cartoon because they're scared, and they will be scared. Modern day Nineveh will be scared because the Carmanians and the dragons of the Arabians are gonna come and butcher them. You already have the Arabs there and the Carmanians there, which are Elam, Pakistani and stuff like that. They are already in England. They're gonna fuck them over, boy. And the English people are gonna be so scared, so scared. They're scared now. Okay, and much pain is in all loins. Oh, they're gonna grab their belly like they're finna be pregnant or something like that. And the faces of them all gather blackness. They're gonna be somber in those days. Where is the dwelling of the lions? Where are the tough Edomites, huh? And the feeding place of the young lions, with the tough young lions. British Empire used to butcher the people. Yeah, right? Where are you? Where are your tough guys? Where are you? America used to beat people up, stomp on your face. Where are all your tough guys? Second Ezra says you're gonna be a bitch. Second Ezra chapter 15 and 16, one of those two. You can read both of them because it says like the Carmanians and the dragons of the Arabians are gonna come. The Carmanians are gonna be like the boar, the zwines. If you don't know about a zwine, it's a very dangerous animal, boy. It's a very dangerous animal, and it's very powerful too. Well, that's going to be how that's how the Elam is going to be against the Edomites, and they're gonna cry. Where the lion, even the old lion, walked. Yeah, the old Edomites, they used to walk in with no fear, right? And the lions whelps, and none made them afraid. They wasn't afraid in the time of the British Empire, in the time of so that's why they're trying to make America great again, because they wasn't afraid. Nobody dared to step against them. But now, like Isaiah chapter 14 explains, that now basically they have nuclear missiles too. What are you gonna do? I mean, literally, what you gonna do? I'd kill a million of you also now. How about that? Okay, so the lion did tear in pieces enough for his whelps. That's why back in the days you had a white picket fence. That's what you had back in the days. A young couple smiling, and waving from behind a white picket fence. They had this. They had 1950s and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? White picket fence theory. A person blindly holds the idea of a perfect lifestyle despite... No. That's not what it is. Nowadays is this. Throughout movies and stuff like that, they are used to symbolize a perfect middle-class suburban life. This prevailing imagery has led to some call the white picket syndrome. It is a white picket because it was real. Jacob was trying to get this back in America. I remember those days how the Jake's trying to also get what the Edomites have and all that there. He only had like one wife, one kid. No, sorry, he had a wife and 2 kids, and some of them had more. But anyway, a wife and 2 kids, and then only he had to work. She was at home teaching the children and making them grow up and stuff like that. Teaching them how to actually be up in the planet Earth instead of a total stranger at the end of the class or in front of the class just teaching you stuff that comes from another motherfucker. Just bullshit. Flying reindeers and all that. They had that, but I'm just giving you an example about the bullshit that they're teaching. But yeah, so let me see. A symbol of an ideal middle-class suburban life. It was not just a symbol, it was the reality back then, with a large house, family, and peaceful lifestyle. 100% that they had that. So what is the peaceful lifestyle also representative of? Here, the lion did tear in pieces enough for his whelps. They had enough. They had it. He bought Christmas and thing. You had Jake in the 90s trying to emulate the beautiful Edomite life that they saw on the television. They had houses that was massively big. They had a Christmas tree that was tall and all that. They had all these trinkets and ornaments upon it, and all the heathen nations wanted to imitate it. They loved it. They looked at it. They wanted to go to America, live there, have the American dream, right? And strangled for his lioness. He used to do all these things just to feed his girl, just to buy things for his girl. He used to, or rather, he was a cutthroat, like actually go to other heathen nations and take their minerals, resources, and stuff like that. Or he was basically very go get it mentality just to make sure that his wife was happy and stuff like that, right? And filled his holes with prey. Yeah, that's what they did, because they had enough food, they had enough resources and stuff like that, because they killed everybody and they made everybody their prey. Yeah, and his den with Raven. So basically, they had everything. They had his den was full, all the things, all you had, all even other animals be looking at him like, man, this guy is full. It's like a squirrel gathering all these nuts in the wintertime and stuff like that. And you see the other heathen nations, the other squirrels, they'd be like, man, I ain't got no nuts, right? So, but the Lord said, but I am again, behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh the Lord of hosts, and I will burn her chariots in fire and smoke, and the sword shall devour thy young lions, and I will cut off thy prey from the world. And we are the prey nowadays, and also the heathen nations, because they have the mineral resources that Esau's stealing. So once that time comes, they that were confederate thee have laid a wound under thee. Obadiah chapter 1. And the other one was, when thou cease to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee, which is Isaiah 33, if I'm correct, something like that, or Isaiah 32 or 31 or 30, one of those three. Or maybe Isaiah 33. I think I said that already. And it says here, prey from off the earth. The Lord is going to cut your prey off from off the earth. So you're not going to be feeding on them anymore, but butchering them and stuff like that. And the voice of thy messengers shall no more be heard. Right, because they always send messengers like Hitman, economic Hitman, and which is this one here. I'm going to put the link. Economic Hitman. I'm going to put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. That's what they do. One of their many angels, one of their many messengers, and basically messengers of death. That's what they watch the documentary. Then you're gonna see what I'm talking about. They are messengers of death, because they come bring death to you, boy. They are. They 100%, and they also come to bring decrees, evil, unrighteous, draconian type decrees, because he's a goddamn dragon. That's why he's taxing you up the ass. That's why everything is getting more expensive. You'd be like, motherfucker, you set that shit up, goddamn devil. You're fucking around with the market. For example, they say oil got more expensive. Do you know how many countries are in the EU? Not in Europe. I mean the EU. It's at the 44, I think, or 45, are in the EU. Okay, there's 27 countries part of the EU. Okay, but there are 51 countries here. There are 50. Wow. There are 51 countries in Europe, but I think 27 of them are part of the European Union thing, whatever. But my point is this: all 51 of these countries, you can just type in Germany and okay, sunflower fields. You will see fields upon fields upon fields of endless fields, right? Netherlands, you can see ends of it. You can see on what's this? France. Ends of ends. Italy. Ends. Hungary. Czech. Let's spell that again. I always have to. Czechia, which is another country. The Czechians here. You have Spain here. Okay, so what the hell is that thing with Ukraine? Because Ukraine is in war, and now people say that because of the war in Ukraine there is no oil, because sunflower oil here. Supply chain disrupted and are now affecting the global vegetable oil market. They have led to higher prices, which are expected. Anyway, this is this bullshit. What is the impact of the war in Ukraine and export of vegetable oils? Ukraine and Russia are the two largest exporters. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. You believe that shit, man? They're deceiving the funk out of you, man. Come on, man. You believe that shit, man? You believe that shit, man? There's 51 countries in Europe. All of them have fields of this thing. Who's fucking around with the market? How about who's counting? They're playing with you. So he's a goddamn devil. He's a dragon. He a cruel beast. Yeah. He's just raising up the price for no fucking reason. And then you had the oil, the gas line blown up. You'll hear nothing about this no more. You had the Russia European gas line. What's it called again? Nord Stream. Sounds like a fucking VPN shit or something like that. You know, Nord Stream. From you can just safely browse the internet, right? NordVPN or Nord Stream VPN, whatever. You stream some kind of. Anyway, the point is, it was a pipeline from Russia going into Germany. Why the fuck would you fight with Russia if you say that they're the only one on the planet Earth to give us that gas? Why the hell would you fight with them? You're lying. All y'all in cahoots with each other, trying to fuck over the people upon the planet Earth. This is why the Heavenly Father said, Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. You know how expensive it is to keep the heat on in the wintertime? Boy, you're gonna really hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? In your pockets, you're gonna hurt yourself. But why are you fighting with the people that are the ones that so-called, according to you, right, have the gas? Don't other countries have? Why are you depending on your enemy for gas in the first place? It's your so-called enemy, right? Yo, my man, they're playing with you, but it's all good because the Heavenly Father is setting this all up. Everything is going to get more expensive, but they're doing it on purpose. It's the elites doing it. The average people have no freaking idea what the hell is going on, and they can't think for themselves. That's why they're being led to the slaughter, just like how the Israelites were led to the slaughter. And it's the funny part because their own people are doing it, but it's the Heavenly Father that's gearing it up beautifully. So now let me go back to over here. Isaiah chapter 27 verse 1. Did I have more precepts? Let me see something. Okay, so Esau is a lion and he's a dragon, and Pharaoh is a lion and he's a dragon. It's them. But nowadays the modern day pharaohs are Edomites. They are the modern day Egyptians also, which is Mizraim. The modern day Mizraimites is Esau. Right. Ezekiel 32 and the rest of 2. Thou art like a young lion of the nations, and thou art a whale in the sea, a dragon in the sea. They're fucking around again. The Revelation chapter 22 is they're gonna get exterminated, man. These people, they're changing words and make you think of some kind of fish. Well, should I call them a fish? The dragons? Because yeah, they are Leviathan. They are Leviathan all in together. I mean, octopus is Leviathan, but just for edification's sake, not to try to be smart or something like that. They're goddamn devils. And they're lying to you. That's the point. This is a dragon going on. So it says here, and thou camest forth with thy rivers. With their rivers. Because back in the days you have Rome. And Rome had all the roads. And they had also access to the sea. And therefore, you could... your transportation is very prosperous. Your transportation is very fast, because on roads you might get ambushed by bandits or something like that, and it's also going to take long. If you want to go through land, you need to chop forest and all that. It's too long. All you need to do is just go on the water, and you can go 360 degrees wherever you want, and you can do that. But on the land here, for example, let's give an example here. Let me see. Yeah. Let's say, okay. Oh, I got a better one. Check this out. Let's say you need to be here. Here is a city, right? And here is then water, right? And but I know it's a road, but let me, oh man, I want a greater example, better example. Let's say you need to get here, right? But let's say this is a very thick forest and all that there, the ground is kind of fucked up and all that there, and you want to do it fast, right? You ain't got no time for that. But there's a river here that goes here and then comes here. Where do you think you're gonna go? You're gonna take the river, man, and then you're gonna go there and then come here. Blah, that's it. You're not gonna waste money and time and manpower to chop all this down, Then you got to put a road for the heavy vehicles because it's gonna 100% sink. You got to put a road and all that. You wasted time. So you're just gonna use the water, and that's gonna make you very prosperous. You're gonna be on time. You're gonna lose. No, you're not gonna lose money. You're gonna gain money instead of losing money, and all that. There. See, these type of forests. I mean, let's say you need to get to the crossover. You crossover. You need to cross over from here to there. If you have just like vehicles and stuff, it's gonna take you long. You're gonna have to do things. Chop things down. Manpower. You're gonna have to pay people. Meanwhile, if you just have a boat. You have these boats. These boats can carry more than any plane upon the planet Earth. They don't have planes like that. Airplanes, they don't have it. So they just use the water, and then they bring it. They don't have roads. Let's say this was a car or a truck, whatever you want to call it. What road can sustain this truck? And with the heaviness of it too. Come on, man. All the stone is going to break. You can't. How you gonna turn this? Let's say there's a U-turn, or even a bow turn. How you gonna turn this, man? And what road is that broad that can make this thing change, like change direction, like how what it's doing right now? You can't do that, man. You can't do that on the street. It can't even do that here. It needs somewhere else to go. Yeah, you stuck. See, they have to help it. Like if it's stuck, they have to push it and stuff like that. Here, boat got stuck in Suez Canal, shut down global commerce. one little mischief, one little mistake. I bet your ass he got fired. They're missing money. Suez Canal makes in one day how much money? 15 million. What? It went up. Whoa, I gotta save this picture because they was talking about that it made 50. See? Oh, this was 2020. How much? When is this? 2024. Shit got more expensive. See? I didn't even know that one. Let me take a screen picture of this one. Yeah. Is estimated in daily revenues. Because I remember this one, but this one it says here even 2022, the highest in the canal's history on 2021. You know what was in 2021? Lockdown. Yeah. And then everything got more expensive. If something costs $500, they raised the price to like 3,000 and stuff like that. Some of them 1,500. Yeah, man. I saw things, man, like electronical things like PlayStation and software for your hardware, for your computers. Yeah, man, I saw those prices going up. I was like, shit, lucky for me, I don't need none of these things. Actually, I needed one thing, so I waited. I just needed one thing, by the way. But anyway, the point is that they're making money. They're actually doing prosperous right now. Their rivers is full of his traffic is great. Just like Ezekiel 28, the traffic of those Canaanites was great. Modern day Prince of Tyre, with all the rivers, all the lands and so that he had. Modern day is Esau. He has now. Back in the days, you had the Prince of Tyrus, which is Tyre. This is a Canaanite. He had the ships of Tarshish and Kittim, which are Japhetic people that was very good with the sea. Yeah, and they brought the transports for him and stuff like that. They worked for him. Well, nowadays, modern Prince of Tyre is Esau, and who is his Kittim and Tarshish? Ishmael. His Japhet is Ishmael, right? Well, going on. So it says here, forth with thy rivers and troubled the waters with thy feet, because he was a beast. He was fucking around and troubling the waters, especially for other people. And foulest their rivers, because if you go there, you can't go there. You cannot, just like how you have a drug dealer in one spot, right? If another drug dealer comes over there, what's going to happen? They're going to fight because he wants everything for himself. They're not about sharing. So Esau is that savage beast that just wants to take everybody's food out of their mouth while they're eating. Snatch it out your hand. Whoop. That's why all the people, what do? He put people onto himself. That's why all the people come to his lands so he can make more money off of them with all the labor and stuff like that. And also cheap labor, because a lot of people from the other heathen nations, they come here and then they work for less than the people that already here that know in their mind, like, no, I deserve better, I deserve more. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just give me some people from over there and pay them less than you, and they're gonna be more happy than you, and they're gonna multiply more than you, because I'm a government fund them also. Esau is a brilliant demon. I'm telling you, he's fucking them over. That's funny to me, because I see what's going on. I'm looking at it like that. This guy's a devil. He's a devil. He's fucking over his own people. But while everybody is coming to, like, for Europe, Western Europe, all the heathen nations and stuff like that, while everybody's coming here, he's robbing them over there. He's making their lands even more poor, because they're not helping to stabilize their own market and stuff like that by working in their own lands, having their own money circulate around. No, they bring they take Esau's money and then they spend it here where Esau is. That he gets richer from all that, you know. Some of them do bring back to their lands, but they don't really want to live there, because they'll be like, no, you're kind of fucked up, and women laws are not that good over there, so the women don't want to go over there, you know. They want to be free here and stuff like that, you know. So Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. The Lord is doing that. He's going to do that. Revelation chapter 17:5, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are people and multitudes and nations and tongues. So Isaiah chapter 27:1, in that day with his sword and great strong sword shall punish. In that day the Heavenly Father Yahweh with his sword is going to hurt, and great and strong sword shall punish Leviathan, that the piercing serpent, even Leviathan, that crooked serpent, and he shall slay the dragon in the midst of the people. This is talking about their governments, their Esau and stuff like that. This Esau. So there's 3 Leviathans. You have the one Leviathan that is the actual creature that spits fire as like a dragon. Then you have the other Leviathan. He's the one that it's like all the fishes put together in one, just like how you have the humans, and then you have the human race, but within, like, the human species, and within that species you have different races. You know, Asiatic, you have the so-called Afro, whatever they call it, and then you have the Arab and all that there, you know, stuff like that, right? So that's the other Leviathan number 2. And then you have the Leviathan that's actually a person, because they're draconian laws and draconian ways. They're evil people, like a dragon, right? That's now then, therefore, in modern day here now is Esau, right? But you also have I have to get it actually, the dragons of Arabia. Let me see here. They're also dragons, by the way, named as dragons, as you can see here. And some people are named Zwine also here. Dragons. Here, 2 Esther chapter 15:29, where the nations of the dragons of Arabia are they actually? No, it's actually talking about Ishmaels, because they're cruel too. These Ishmaelites are fucking cruel, if you don't know. They're cruel. If you go to their lands, they're fucking cruel, boy, I'm telling you. Shall come out with many chariots, and multitudes of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear may fear and tremble. And who's that? Esau. He's the one that's going to be really scared of these dragons, these Arabians. Verse 30. Also the Carmanians, raging in wrath, shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood. So the Carmanians are going to be like a bunch of wild boars, man. Hey, you better get the fuck out the way, because they ain't playing. Dragons ain't playing, and wild boars ain't playing. Wild boars. Well, man, a domestic boar is already dangerous. How about a wild boar? You can't tame him. You cannot stop him. He's strong. He's hella strong, right? And it says here, and join battle with them. With who? The dragons of Arabia, because most of them have the Islam thing that joins them together. and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. When you read it like this, it's talking about the ancient times, because they did fight. The Elam and Ishmael did fight against Ashur, but modern day Ashur is Esau. And in this case, of course, America, yes, but England also. So they're going to fight there too. If you didn't know, dummy. No, just Islam. My fingers is cold, so I can't type that yet. Oh no, it's kind of cold in the house.